You know what? I swear to God, I always start these videos and then night is just here. It's... Give me 2 minutes and I'll be back with my usual intro. Well, hello and welcome back to another episode. We're going to be starting the labyrinth today, the big old labyrinth, and part of that is naturally going to be clearing out a bit of space. Now, I've noticed there were these dirt blocks kind of placed here, and judging by this down here, it's going to be going that away. So what I want to do is I'm going to take this space up to maybe here and then go out. I really don't want to have to add to the island. Also, I'm not sure if we're allowed to add to the island. So what we're going to do first is, as you can tell, I've got everything laid out ready to go, including my food, because I'm living on fishies right now, and these things are terrible. Like, I'm starving to death over here. Anyways, so I've got everything laid out. We have loads of stone. I've got dirt to just add in filler and things like that, and a dead piggy. I mean, it was alive. So yeah, the first thing I'm going to do is get out. I'm going to level that bit first. Probably level this bit that I'm actually stood on, which was really a bad idea to get, set up here. But anyways, I'm going to get it all leveled out. I'm going to get just a big block of stone done first, and then we can kind of decide to go from there. Obviously, what's going to happen is there's going to be soul sand and powdered snow and things like that as traps in here. But for now, I just want the size and the scale done. Now, this kind of has to be done in odd numbers, so I always have to bear that in mind. Remember, not only do I like building in odds, it's just going to make things like the redstone, the wall layouts, and just, I don't really want to waste any space. So, I'm going to get on with that, and I will bring you back once we kind of just have a big slab of grey here, I suppose. Ah, look at it. Beautiful. A giant grey slab. Now, this basically used an entire inventory as well. This is sickening. I do have a small problem, which is I'm overhanging the island ever so slightly. So, I mean, it is running along here. This is all going to get brought up to here. I am probably going to use some of the space underneath, to be fair. Well, I do actually need space underneath because redstone. But I'm gonna have what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to terraform out ever so slightly just to bring a natural slope back to it. So, for anyone who watched my Kingdoms run, as short-lived as it was, you'll know that I had corridors that were basically just like this all the way throughout, and they were very tight and narrow and very twisty and turny. What I'm going to do is I'm going to lay out, or attempt to lay out, a design that incorporates larger rooms with different routes as well. I'm also going to have to get very good with randomizers. I've never built a Minecraft randomizer in my life. Thank you to everyone who voted against the copper golem. It would have come in really useful around about now. So yeah, I'm going to have to build a randomizer because what I want doors. Well, effectively what's going to happen is there's going to be a little entryway. You'll run over it. A pressure plate will trigger, and it will close and open a series of doors across the entire thing, basically giving you a different route. As the one issue with mazes is once you complete it once, you kind of know it, and you're not really going to get a different experience. So yeah, what I want to do is I want to have a nice way of basically changing up the maze easily, but without me having to go in, rip the thing down, and manually change it every single time. So, let's get a floor plan in. I think I'm going to go with stone brick. I did say last episode that I wanted to use more stone brick. So, yeah, by the way, where is it? Yep. That is all I've got left of this. I think I'm going to have to go and do some mining at some point soon. The joy... Oh, no, I've got a stone generator. Never mind, I don't have to do any mining at all. But, yeah, so I'm going to get a floor plan laid in now, and we're just going to see what it looks like and begin to tweak and make modifications where we need to. Okay, that took way longer than I thought it was going to. So, what I've done is I've marked out a bunch of paths that will lead into a series of exits, keeping on with just, having some nice open spaces in here. Now, the idea is I kind of want some of these to just be... Can you get into this bit? You can. I kind of want some of these to be trap rooms, and I want some of them to be treat rooms. So they might have shulkers full of goodies that you can just kind of, you know, nab out of here. Or I might just put a trap that's going to kill you in there. I'm not entirely sure. But this is the basic layout. Like, this is just going to be a corridor full of lava, and it's a central running corridor as well, so I think all of the routes basically come through here at some point. Yeah, it's it's way bigger than I thought it was going to be. Why do I do this to myself? Now, I still do need to add in a couple of dead ends here and there, or just kind of, I don't know, put in some things. We are going to be decorating the walls by putting in, well, you know, the old hidden routes and stuff like that. I'm going to put some switches here and there to open up other routes and close routes. But yeah, I think the best idea first would be to swap out the floors. So I'm not sure what I want to do, but I know that I'm going to need to be able to see this from the underside. Let's just get down there. If I just jump off here. So as you can tell, there's no way of telling where anything currently is. But what I want to do is I want to pop in basically floors so we can see under here and I can adjust accordingly. So I'm going to go have a little bit of a think. Actually, I might put andesite down. I never work with andesite, and it does give off that nice steel appearance. Yeah, but it's going to have to be redstone conductive. So yeah, the first things first, I now need to get a load more stone ripped back out and replaced with something so I can just clearly identify it from underneath. And the same is going to happen with the ceiling. So whatever I use, I'm going to have plenty of it in order for it to work, basically. I've dug myself in again, haven't I? And I just don't think about this. But anyways, it's gonna be fun. Look, oh man, I love it. What does this look like from the sky? Let's have a gander. Oh yeah. Oh, that looks like a maze. That looks super cool. Yeah, that's awesome. Also, these routes are not. These routes are basically guidelines, so I will kind of be swapping them a little bit. So yeah. Ooh. That's a nice dead. Actually, no, it's dead ended at the other side. Because if you dead end it over there, if a player sort of comes down here looking for a way out, yeah, they're forced, and then this is going to be an entire trap corridor, so then they're going to be forced back into it. Now, I do want it to be 3 high. Jumping is a lot of fun. I want people to be able to jump, because otherwise, what's the point? And yeah, I need to think about goodies and trap rooms and all of that nonsense. But first things first, let's get this floor done and then popped into something that I can actually work with. Okay, so this is just a quick one. I'm back in the storage room to collect more stuff. I didn't actually pop in this side, and I love Jayu so much. She put so much time and energy, and like I just messaged her saying I really enjoyed seeing this. She does this because she was bored. It's awesome, isn't it? Anyway, I'm here because I need the material to make a load of dispensers. Okay, since we're going to be carpeting the vast majority of the inside anyway, because mob proofing, like mostly because I need to be able to hide certain bits of redstone and stuff like that, I have decided to make my life easier. I'm just going to use netherrack. Like I said, there's going to be carpet on it, and then sea lanterns for the ceiling. Or you could almost call them ceiling lanterns. Okay, I'm gonna leave you with that one, and I'm gonna get the floor replaced. Okay, so I've gotten all that done now. If I just jump down here, so I had to put dirt on the bottom to do it. It just made a lot more sense. So I think before we start putting the walls up and everything, one of the better ideas to do would be to figure out how to do a randomizer. I think that's going to kind of be the basis for all of the redstone. So remember, what we're going to have happen is the first few steps. There will be a single pressure plate that will not allow you to jump over. You'll click it, and then somewhere in here, one of the 3 or 4 doors that I've got going out will open. I think starting off with just in and out is going to be way easier, and then we can start thinking about floor traps and basic traps like that. So we now have a clear way of getting around. We have this all done up. So yeah, randomizer time. It's time for me to hit up the old YouTubes and see what I can get my fingers on. Okay, so it is built up. This is the randomizer system, and it will give us 4 outputs. So it comes off of an initial. I just realised I could collapse this entire thing. Oh, I've just realised I can make this entire thing slightly smaller than it is. I mean, I would only be saving a couple of blocks, but that's not the point. Anyways, right, so what will happen is we'll have an unstackable item and a stackable item in here. So currently I've got it locked off for testing. Someone will run over a pressure plate up there. That'll do that. It'll tick that. That comparator will read off, and it'll either send out a signal of 1 or of 3. From there, it'll do the same again. So as you can see, this is an unstackable item. So my shovel is currently in there, and it's giving off a pulse of 3. This side is locked off. Therefore, this randomizer circuit won't be engaged, but this randomizer circuit will. What it'll do is it'll come along here, it'll power this, and this is the exact same setup. And it's the same setup over there as well. So either 1 or 3, 1 or 3. And this then gives us 4 outputs to open up one of the 4 doors that we have around here. Now, these are non-sticky pistons, because what we need is for the circuit to basically stay lit whilst a player is inside of the maze. So one of these will get pushed forwards, it'll activate one of the doors and opening that up, therefore giving you an exit. And then what we need to do is we'll need to put in a system where we basically reset everything. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to get the doors popped in up top, and I'm going to get the doors opened up. So I'm going to have to trigger this system several times just to kind of make sure all the doors are open. So I will bring you back. Oh, and for that we're going to be. I bought a load of wool off of Jayu. It's around. It's lurking somewhere. But yeah, I need to keep all my circuits nice and separated. So we're going to be using different coloured wool to run the redstone over, and yeah, hopefully that will kind of just do the job. So I'm going to get the doors popped in up top, and we're going to work out how to put in a reset system, which will basically just be a system that pushes all of the redstone blocks back into their initial starting positions. I think I've said positions about 4 million times now. But yeah, this is just one circuit that's going to be running under here. I might have to just drop it into the floor a little bit so that we've got space, because places like here, wherever you see these are all going to be trap rooms or treat rooms, and these are also going to need their own kind of individual redstone circuits that again will also need to be replaced. Yeah, this bitten off more than I can chew, but if I can get the basics done now, then you know, we're moving, and we've got something that players can kind of jump in and actually play with. Right, reset system, go. Also, if you intend on like making this, don't use dispensers. Use droppers. Otherwise, your stuff just gets fired out, and your system low-key kind of breaks. Oh no! Dang it. Okay, so we're back. We now have, and Jayu's been helping me. Where is she? She was here a second ago, but Jayu's been helping me out with this thing. So basically, we now have all of the systems in place to open up a random door, which was the randomizer unit, and have them all close again. So the green lines are the randomizer unit, and that will open up one of the 4 doors. And on the return swing, we have this the light blue, which means there's a pressure plate outside each door. When you run over it, it will basically come back through, and it will push the redstone block back into the reset position. We've tested this like 7 or 8 times just to make sure, like, you know, multiple doors aren't opening or anything like that. And this is just a baseline system, because like I said, we have things like here where we need traps to go under and things like that. And that will I might even put in some more randomizer units, kind of dig down a little bit, put them in so we have different doors going through. But yeah, this is Because once these blue lines are tripped, basically the entire thing just sets itself back to normal. Now, what I do need to do before I go any further is I just need to put a couple of more walls up. There's Jayu! I need to put a couple more walls up, and yeah, people can just come and play this for fun and to race each other, or I don't know. It's going to be a fun one. So I'm going to make this just too high and get a ceiling put on, and I will bring you back once we've done all of that. Okay, so this is that bit where I say I got really, really carried away and did a load of stuff. But I got carried away and did a load of stuff. So the entire box has gone up. It is it's a box. It's not decorated, and yep, the mob problem was solved. I don't think we're gonna get any mobs spawning in there. What else did I do? I always hit record and then completely forget everything I'm doing. Oh yeah. So over here, what we have done, I say I, because this took far longer than I wanted it to. It's just thank you Ruby for the platform. But yeah, we boxed it all in. I've made sure there's no kind of holes or anything kind of lingering around there. I've started to fill in the inside a bit and just clear out a bit more space. But yeah, that looks natural enough for me. It doesn't look natural at all, but it's Minecraft and nothing looks natural. And then coming in here, I smoothed out all of the redstone because I realised I didn't need as many of these beams kind of flying around. So, I'm still yet to finish off the floor. What I did was I linked this blue line and this blue line together initially, and it was just running across here, right? There's no need for that. So now, this blue line here goes the entire outskirts, and it tidied up a bunch more space, basically. Runs all the way down here, and it now powers all four. So, regardless of what happens now, that is a reset line. I can run anything I like into that line, and it will, with the guarantee that it's always going to reset the system. Now, you may be able to see the red wool. Yeah, I mean, you might be colorblind. You might not be able to see red. I'm sorry, guys. But this red wool here is a trap line, and this is what I'm going to be building my traps out of. Now, there are certain traps that I want to be active regardless of where you are exiting the maze. So what I've done is I've basically pulled redstone lines from every single one, blocked it off with a repeater, and it's all running into this point. So regardless of which door you go through, regardless of which of these randomizers is triggered, this line is basically saying this trap will always be triggered. So I think what I need to do is get maybe a trap or two in here to see what that's gonna kind of be like. I might just make it as simple as just a piston system that kind of just retracts stuff randomly. I'm not sure. We will see. So this is going to be entertaining because I haven't really built traps on this server before, and usually I just resort to pitfalls. I mean, pitfalls is also a good idea. I might just have stuff drop all the way down to bedrock. Choices. Anyways, I'm gonna get something set up, and yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, so I'm just sorting a few things out, but like, this is weird. There's a bed here, and my hand is gone. But if I hold something, like, oh, the things that we find in Bug Rock, eh? Okay, so this is why we always troubleshoot things. So I was trying to run my maze, and I discovered that none of the doors were open. Basically, what's happening is a little miniature circuit is being caused around here. And I want to say one of these blocks is powering something over here. So, we can see that the signal is starting here, right? But past that, I don't got an idea. I think this needs to change over here. God damn it, I'm awful at trying to get around my own red, so I need to put a proper floor in here. So, I think what's happening is something here, or there, is powering back down the line, and it's causing a miniature circuit. And I'm just trying to figure out where that circuit is being caused. I think it's this. I think this is the offender. So I'm going to rip out a little bit of redstone and figure out what's going on. Also, I have put in a bunch of traps and stuff, but I'll get onto that with my next update. Yeah, I want to figure this out first. Okay, it was literally just the one, and the problem was when this block was being powered, it was powering this redstone line. So I've dropped that, thrown in some netherrack to prevent these two from canoodling. I might swap that out for wool just so I'm aware of what it is and what system it's kind of linking to. Right, onto the traps. So, not all of these traps are universal, and obviously they're not all complete yet. We have a lava trap here, hence why I've replaced out the floor with stone brick. This will probably be what happens with traps that can potentially set everything on fire. I have this trap here, which is just a pitfall again into lava, and this trap over here, which again is a pitfall into lava. However, this trap only activates when you are going down this line, or if you're going down this line. So that's pretty much the only time that will trigger. I have various doors that have now been set up in place. I've got one there, I've got one over there. I've got a few more in here, but I forgot to mark down their locations when I popped them. So somewhere in the ceilings. Oh, like there, here we go. So there's a door above here, which I should probably get a bit of redstone. 1 second. Alright, that's been put in. I apparently have a mob spawning issue in here. The mob in question being bloody endermen keep nicking stuff, and then skellies and stuff like that keep getting in here. Anyways, yeah, so lots of traps done, lots of doors that open and close. I haven't put any treats in here though, but it looks like the treats are gonna have to kind of wait. So everything in here is set up. I'm gonna enjoy myself by running around the maze a couple of times and just having fun. We will be continuing this with the next episode. We'll be putting in a bunch more stuff. But yeah, that looks like it's all I've got time for today. Take care, stay hydrated, and yeah, bye.